Economy and Trade of the Northern and Southern Colonies by Derek Mahabir. In New England, the main economic activity was farming. Although most farming was subsistence farming, it was still the main activity that made up the economy. Besides farming, there was a large amount of small businesses. These businesses would do things like grinding grain or sawing lumber. Women made household items like candles and cloths. Sometimes, if they made enough, they were able to sell these products. There was also craftspeople who were blacksmiths, shoemakers, furniture makers, metalsmiths, printers, and gunsmiths. New England also made a large amount of ships. All the lumber came from the local forests and were usually transported down rivers. With all the ships they built, they fished, and this is something that the region depended on. They would catch normal fish, but another thing they would do was whale. Whaling, which is legal today, was hunting whales for their blubber and bone. They would use the blubber for lamp oil and whalebone for tools. The success of the southern colonies was largely due to slavery. The soil and climate made farming in the South extremely profitable. The impact of slave labor made it even more profitable. With large-scale farms and slaves, people can get a large profit because they didn't need to pay for workers. There was little commerce in the South, and most people farmed. They grew many cash crops there, but before slave labor, tobacco was the most profitable. Tobacco was the cash crop of Virginia and Maryland, and was in demand because many Europeans wanted it, which made it very profitable. Planters didn't use slaves at first, they would use servants to harvest the tobacco, but later slave labor was introduced. This caused a surplus of tobacco, which in turn made the price drop. Many other farmers started to grow wheat and corn because of the price drop. In Georgia and South Carolina, rice was the cash crop. Rice, which was grewn in water, took a lot of hard work to harvest. Planters used slave labor to harvest the rice, and the profits were larger than tobacco. People in Europe had a demand for rice, so the prices rose very high. Since rice was the most profitable cash crop, Georgia and South Carolina had the fastest growing economies. This shows the impact of farming in the southern region.